Work from home with kids looks very easy from the outside, but the truth is that it's messy, it's chaotic, and if you're a work from home mom and if you're watching this, I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying. There are endless responsibilities, your family, your office work, your kids, and the list is never ending. And if someone's telling you that work from home is, pretty rosy and pretty easy, so that's certainly not the truth. All right, imagine this, that you're on a leadership connect and you're all dressed up, you're all calm, composed, looking professional, just waiting for the call to start. And then as soon as you shut the door of your room to have your call peacefully, your toddler decides to cry at top of her lungs because mama shut the door. And at the very same time, your elder one wants to ask some question related to his research work or homework, and you are stuck between two worlds, one that pays the bills and the other that holds your heart. So these are situations which you face very often while you're working from home, and it becomes very challenging to kind of deal with them at that very moment. So moms, this video has three parts to it, and in the first part I'll be talking about the struggles no one talks about. In the second part I'll talk about why I chose this life, why I chose work from home. And in the third part I'll be talking about the tips that have helped me with working from home with two kids. Let's move to part 1, the struggle no one talks about. Let's start with the reality, because that's what we face every day. There is no fixed start or end to the day. When you're working from home as a mom, there is no clocking in and clocking out. I try to work around a time when my kids are either sleeping, or they are busy, or they are productive and they are occupied in something which is taking their energies, and I try to make the most of that time. So basically my work shifts depends on my kids' moods, their nap times, their meal times, their play times. So basically it revolves all around the kids, and that unpredictability is super exhausting. Kids know that you're home, so that's also a con sometimes, because taking the example of my toddler, she knows where mama sits and works, and she doesn't like it when I close the door. So whenever I have an important call and I shut the door, I have to make sure that there is someone to distract her into something else, because otherwise she starts yelling and crying out of her lungs. And she wants the door open, so that anytime she can just come in, play with some of her toys, and just go out. So that sometimes becomes very challenging. Calls with the kids around, moms, how painful that can be and how challenging that can be. And the exact moment when you have an important call, that's when your kid is hungry, that's when the kid needs your help in the washroom, and that's when exactly when your maybe your elder one, he or she needs support on a homework that they are working on. So those are kind of some of the challenging moments, and you can't really tell your boss, hey, hang on, my toddler wants a banana and she wants it just for me, so you please hold on. So you can't really tell your boss that, right? Sleep time is completely messed up. All of us moms, we work best when there is quiet, when there is peace, and that's when the kids are sleeping. And although we are most productive at that time, we tend to forget that our body needs rest, our mind needs rest. But what to do? You got work to finish. So nap times, they seem to be like bonuses for us, and but it also means that you're working late at night, you're getting up early, starting your day early, so that you can finish off that pending work which you left last night. The guilt. And that's when the mom guilt comes into picture. Nagging voice in the head of not spending enough time with them, not giving them, the day that they would have wished for. Am I prioritizing my work too much? Am I not, deprioritizing my kids? So those are the thoughts that majority of us do have in our minds whenever we sit down for maybe a cup of tea or something. So instead of a peaceful cup of tea, so these are the kind of things that enter our mind. Part 2. Why I still chose this life. So despite all the madness, I chose this life of work from home mom. It was a conscious choice, I would say, because first and foremost, I get to see my kids every single day. And whenever I take those breaks of water, of tea, or anything, then I get to see them, what they are doing. And of course my elder one is school for most part of the day, but I can see my toddler, what she's up to, what she's doing, what are the new things she's learned to do. And so if I'm part of those small little moments, it helps me keep going. And all these challenges, these hurdles, these the fails, sometimes you get the strength to face them all. And one day your kids are going to grow up and they are going to leave the nest, and I don't really want to look back with regret. And that's the reason why I chose to work from home, and so that every single day I can see my kids. The second reason why I am able to work from home is because I have the support of my in-laws. And very loving towards the kids. They make sure they are eating in time, sleeping in time. And that's a big thing, because even if you have house help at home, you need someone to supervise them, because in today's time I personally feel you cannot leave your little ones with house helps. And you really need someone trustworthy who really loves your kids to be around them. And that's where my in-laws come into flexibility. Yes, my work doesn't fit into the perfect 9 to 5 job, because I have the flexibility to work from home, and also because my team and my lead supports me a lot, so that I can work around my work according to my kids' nap time, sleep time, meal times. And at the end of the day, the quality of the work is what matters. And if I'm able to deliver that, not having to give a reason when I do it, so of course that's a big thing. No commuting. Yes, so I live in a metropolitan city, and as you all know, over there, what's the situation of traffic. So while working from home, I really save up on those hours which go, I would say, waste while you are commuting from your home to the office, and while coming back your office to back home. So the time saved is their quality time that I actually get to spend with my kids. So yes, it is overwhelming, but these reasons they help me keep going. Part 3. Tips that have helped me. Now, I don't have it figured it out, no one does, but these tips, they help me a lot in managing my days and my life around my kids. And I hope, and I hope some of these tips will help you too. So let's dive in. Set a routine. So kids thrive on routine. They really want to know what's next for them. And when they have a routine, so the lives are a little less chaotic. So for example, my elder one, he knows that mornings are for school, afternoons are for taking rest and, doing your homework. And evenings are for your activities, playing with friends, some outdoor games. So he knows the structure to his days. And of course, for my toddler, she's currently living in the world that, mom's all mine, and, all her time is mine. And she tries to, she tries to have some newness to her days, so which is perfectly fine. And of course, there are deviations, and but then, of course, most of the time, we are on track. Quality time versus quantity time. So I really used to beat myself around this thought that, I'm not spending enough quality time with my kid, or, I'm not spending enough time with my kids. And what I've really realized is that instead of spending those 3-4 hours, and, when you're actually just scrolling your emails or working, and your kid is sitting maybe next to you or doing some work around you. So that's not really the time you'd want to spend, right? So instead of that, I feel when I'm spending that 1.5 hour with my kid, when I'm actually connecting, talking, listening, so that really matters. So according to me, the quality time that I spend with him is more important than the number of hours. Ask for help. So this one is huge. So we try to do it all, and we want to be perfect at it. We want to be a perfect mom, we want to be a perfect wife, mother, sister, daughter-in-law, and we just perfect at it. But that's not true, right? We are human beings after all, and we do need help, and there is no harm asking for it. Whether it's asking for help from your parents, your parents-in-law, maybe your caregivers, your friends, family, anyone trustworthy. You definitely should go out and you should ask for help. It definitely makes life easier. It definitely takes away those stress hormones, unnecessary stress hormones, because it's not expected out of you to do it all, because it's going to drain your day a little early. So I don't mean that you need to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just maybe a 15, 20, or a 30 minutes before your kids are waking up, and it really helps you do away with those mundane tasks which feel like 2 hours of a time of the day that you feel it will take, but it actually takes those 10-15 minutes when your kids are sleeping. So try it. Just try waking up a little early than your kids, and you can really get away with those small little tasks which mean which really feel overwhelming. Set boundaries. Working from home doesn't mean that you have to be available 24/7. You need to set your boundaries. You're not bound to respond to an email which has dropped in your mailbox at 12 a.m. midnight. So you need to, log off, switch off your laptop, mentally switch off yourself from your work, and because that's how you can actually have a good quality life with your family. So it's very important to set boundaries and not respond to mails coming to your mailbox at odd hours, until and unless of course you are working with a different time. Create a dedicated workspace, even if it's a small corner. That space that you create for your self, for your work at home, it really sets the mood. It helps you go to that work mode whenever you are near that area. So it's very important for you to identify that one space in your house which you can call as your workstation, with a proper light, with a clear desk, with all the necessary stuff that you need for your work, so that when next day you are going to sit there for your work, it actually helps you switch. Engage kids in activities. So these days you have so many things available in the market, so many activity boxes, puzzles, art supplies, so much is available. So whatever interests your kids have, I think it's good to invest in all those things, because first of all it gives them screen free time. Secondly, their energies are channelized in the most productive way. And also, when I talk about screen times, I think I save it for those those moments when you want those uninterrupted calls and there is no one to look after your kids. At that moment you are alone in the house with the kids, and that is the time I use the screen time, when I can take my calls uninterruptedly. So use technology smartly. Technology, guys, honestly can be a lifesaver. And I mom to my elder one, of course, I've been a bad mom at times where I've actually missed some of the important days for him, some important activity happening, some important presentation happening, and I missed writing down. I missed those days, and however deserving my kid was to participate and achieve laurels for that activity, I actually missed those, and it really made me feel sad and bad. So that's when I decided, let me use technology. whatever works for you, whether it's a Google calendar or whatever it is. Just make good use of it. Write down those important days, write down those important activities, sessions, or whatever it is, so that you don't forget. And because trust me, it really feels bad when you're actually missing something important out of your kids' day. And yes, that includes your parlor appointments also. So the parlor appointments should also go into your Google calendars, because if you're not going to put in your parlor appointments in the calendars, they just magically disappear and you definitely don't get any time for all of them. All right, meal prep. So, meal prep has certainly reduced the amount of stress from my brain. Why I say that is that, whenever my maid used to come up to me and ask that, Didi, what should I cook today? And your brain is already juggling with so many things, the mails you need to reply to, the call that you just have with your boss in the next minute, and your toddler tantrums, things maybe your elder one needs. So there's already going so much going on in your mind, and then on top of it, your maid is asking you, what should I cook? And obviously, picture this, that you come up with something, and you tell your maid, okay, fine, you cook this, only to realize the veggies needed for that are not there in the fridge. The masala needed is finished. And this thing used to happen with me all the time. And what the change that I've kind of brought into place is that every weekend we kind of sit and we check the pantry, we check what is needed, we restock it, the veggies, the fruits, whatever that you need for the next week. You kind of make a list and you have it ready for the next week. And you may also involve your elder ones. Your elder kids would like to be part of it in terms of telling you what is it that they want for their tiffins or snacks next week. And you can be ready for that in advance, and it really takes off that mental load and the stress. And those panic, purchases. You end up just ordering at that very moment, not realizing that what is it that actually you need and how much is it that you need. So meal prep certainly is a big, big, big lifesaver. So moms, if you're managing kids and work under one roof, kudos to you for that. And because it is definitely not easy, managing your work, managing your career, managing little human beings, managing the entire household, and still showing up every day, that really needs a pat on your back. And it is definitely not easy. And so give yourself some credit. And if you like this video, do not forget to hit subscribe and the bell icon for the notifications for the next video that will come in. And if there are tips you feel you could apply to your life, and if there were moments wherein they felt relatable to you as well, so do drop a heart in the comments below. It will be lovely to see if you could share your hacks of how you are managing work from home with your kids at home. If you have a supportive family, count your blessings. And if you need help, please do ask for help, whether it's your parents, your in-laws, your caregivers, friends, family, anyone. Do reach out and ask for help.